Set, way they go. Nymphus a bit slow, won't worry him. Past the baton away all right with Tocot, Sir Agrafo, Narako, Royal Sea as they approach the first. Royal Sea on the inside of Narako. Oh, gee, Tocot's come down at the first. So the rider of Tocot, he hung on, and he's, I think he's okay, but Tocot out of it at the first, so the roughie's out of it. And Royal Sea leads 2 lengths, Sir Agrafo and 1 to Narako as they go to the second. Nymphus on the inside past the baton. And I look back for that rider, he's okay, the jockey of Tocot, Scrivano. Okay, back to the leader. And Royal Sea 2 in front of Sir Agrafo as they go over that from Narako. 2 to pass the baton, 1.5 lengths to Nymphus. Pace is quite steady for the small field as they've got about 1,000 to go on the first circuit. And Royal Sea 2 or 3 to Sir Agrafo, and on its inside Narako, about 3 lengths past the baton, 1.5 to Nymphus. Over that one, and they're all jumping cleverly. Tocot, of course, losing his rider at the first, and Royal Sea 1.5 lengths to Sir Agrafo, the boy high in the irons. 1 to Narako, about 5 to pass the baton, and Nymphus, who always drops out, is last of all. Royal Sea about 2 in front of Sir Agrafo. They've steadied down, 1.5 Narako the inside, 5 to pass the baton, 1.5 to Nymphus. About to enter the straight, they've got 3 hurdles to jump here. Still a full round to go, and Royal Sea about 2 in front. Sir Agrafo second, 1 to Narako, 3 to Nymphus, and 1/2 length away past the baton. So into the straight, and they've slowed right up. Royal Sea pricks his ears, and he's about 100 metres away from the first of 3 in the straight. Sir Agrafo second, Narako travelling all right on the inside, 2 to Nymphus as they go over it, and 1/2 length away past the baton. Not getting into the track all that much, which is a good sign for later in the day. The track's certainly okay. And Royal Sea about 1 length in front. Sir Agrafo clipped it a bit, 1/2 to Narako, 2 or 3 away past the baton, and 1/2 to Nymphus. Still no real pace on. Royal Sea now inclined to pull as he comes to the one in front of the judge. About 1/2 to Sir Agrafo, who measured it nicely. 1 length away Narako travelling beautifully. 2 or 3 to pass the baton ahead to Nymphus. 6 lengths first to last, 2,200 metres from home. And Royal Sea takes them to the Maribyrnong side of the track. 1 length in front of Sir Agrafo. They've started to bunch right up. 1/2 length to Narako, 1 away past the baton, and Nymphus on his outside. At the 2,000 metre crossing, and Royal Sea about 1 length in front of Sir Agrafo. 1/2 Narako, he's had the run of the race. Nymphus has travelled well in the run, and so's past the baton. Going to be a bit of a dash home here as they go to this one at the 1900. And Royal Sea jumping nicely. 3/4 Sir Agrafo and 1 to Narako. 2 or 3 away to Nymphus, and a head away then to pass the baton. 1,800 from home. They're going back to where they started from, and Royal Sea 1 length in front from Sir Agrafo Narako. There's been no change in the order whatsoever. 1.5 lengths to Nymphus and 1/2 to pass the baton. They're now back to where they started Lachelle Hurdle from. And Royal Sea by 1.5 lengths. Sir Agrafo outside Narako, like he's been all the way. 2 lengths to Nymphus and 1/2 to pass the baton. They start to accelerate a little, and Royal Sea about 1.5 lengths in front. From Sir Agrafo, 3/4 Narako. Nymphus taking closer order, and 1/2 to pass the baton still last of all. Royal Sea comes to this at the 1,300, and he jumped it nicely. He's 2 to Sir Agrafo, Narako going well. Nymphus didn't jump that all that well, and past the baton's on his inside. Now Nymphus starts to take off. Royal Sea 2 in front of Sir Agrafo, and Narako now being scrubbed up, and 1/2 to Nymphus, and 3/4 to pass the baton. The pressure about to be applied, and Royal Sea 1 length to Sir Agrafo. Nymphus hard-ridden moving around them. Narako on the inside, and past the baton coming off the rail. At that one at the 800, and Royal Sea about 3/4 in front of Sir Agrafo. Nymphus is starting to struggle out wide. Past the baton going all right, and Narako on the inside. 3 lengths first to last. Royal Sea 3/4 Sir Agrafo. Nymphus hard-ridden, still out there 3 deep. Past the baton's going better than him, I feel, and Narako the inside. On the turn at the 600, a couple to jump. Royal Sea about 3/4 Sir Agrafo. Still Nymphus out wide, and past the baton on his inside, and Narako looking to get out. Into the straight, Royal Sea about 1.5 lengths in front of Sir Agrafo. Narako getting up on the fence. Nymphus out wide and past the baton. They approach the second last. Narako takes a split. Royal Sea jumped it in front. Narako's going to challenge him strongly from Sir Agrafo and Nymphus. Coming up to the last, and Narako's moved alongside Royal Sea. They come to it. Narako the outside, he hopped over it in front of Royal Sea, and 2 to Sir Agrafo under the whip. Narako took the lead at the 100 from Royal Sea and Sir Agrafo. Narako drew 1 length in front of Royal Sea and Sir Agrafo, and it's 3 in a row from Narako. First at Flemington, wins 1.5 lengths Royal Sea, 5 to Sir Agrafo, Nymphus second last, and last home was past the baton. Good finish to the first. They went around in a procession all the way, but he's a very good stayer, and Harnett's riding terrifically well. And Narako was able to just outplug Royal Sea, and he does look one of our top chances now for the Grand National after that run, because he's a very good staying horse.
The first, the Brighton Handicap over 1,200 metres. We'll go over there to our caller. It's Ian Craig.
Inside is Tour Guide, who scored in a blanket finish at Canterbury at his last start. Beat Secret, who subsequently won. No, I'd say we're right. Just waiting on the starter to climb up onto his ladder. QV Bell's been standing nicely, but there's an attendant rushing over to near an outside runner. And near Smart Courier's stall is this particular gateman, and just doing a little bit of adjusting, and now he clambers between the two banks of stalls and goes behind, and the starter goes onto his stand, so we'll soon see them run in the first on the card. Racing this time, and one of the best to begin was My Market Love wide out, commencing pretty well Smart Courier with Timely Move and Muslim Princess. Zavadalas going quickly, as is Seedling and Willodge, followed by Scandia. Tour Guide on the inside, and behind those horses next is QV Bell. A length to Cindy Imp and Love Minus Zero, and getting back out of its ground, Halley's Path with Laughing Eyes. 800 to go, and Seedling is the leader. A half-length Tour Guide heading it now. Third is Scandia, fourth Zavadalas. Fifth on the outside, QV Bella, length the Willodge and My Market Love, followed by Cindy Imp, Tour Guide, rather on the inside, Love Minus Zero, and then wider out Timely Move. A length the Muslim Princess and Halley's Path, two to Smart Courier, drifting back, and Absolute Laughing Eyes. Tour Guide and Scandia just lead Seedling three deep as they straighten a length and a half Zavadalas, followed by QV Bell, and behind those Willodge and a length the Timely Move. Down to the 220, and Seedling is just in front now. Tour Guide dropping off. Second on the outside, Zavadalas, who's running a big race, and then comes Timely Move. QV Bell won't go on, but the leader's Zavadalas now. Second is Scandia, kicking back. Zavadalas just in front of Scandia and Zavadalas. I think Zavadalas on the outside and no Scandia, but it's very, very tight. Third, Timely Move in front of Willodge, Love Minus Zero, Tour Guide, and then Seedling out on the inside next. Laughing Eyes, Halley's Path, QV Bell died in the last little bit from Cindy Imp. Then My Market Love and a Muslim Princess, and Smart Courier last to complete the course.
Gee, not much in this. Scandia and Zavadalas have virtually hit it together. Zavadalas, Ian Craig going for in front of Scandia, but well, it's a real bob with the head. Got Scandia on the inside and Zavadalas on the outside. Zavadalas looks sure to win here. Was going to win by about a head, I guess. Had the momentum up, but Scandia with Barker riding hard on the inside. Get a good view here, and it does look like Zavadalas on the outside has just won, yes. Number 6 should get it, Tony, after the first event on the program. 3:10. Princess Marlin 5:15, Brisk Bacon 2:05 for 6:20 and 3. The Quinella $230.95, and Trifecta very handy $3,507.95. Margins in Melbourne a length and 3/4 by 5, 1 3/4 by 5, and we do have correct weight after the first event on 1, 4 and 3. Now checking Sydney scratchings today. The first we've already had, so 7, 13 and 14. Smokes out of the second. In race 3, it's 1 and 5, Classic Victory and Talon. Race 4, 13, Sprightly Manor. Race 5, Clear. Race 6, 8, My Thai Girl. Now wait for race 7. Have a look at this. 5 and 8, Snow Gypsy and Justifiably Proud. Race 8, the scratchings there. About to get them up. I've got them written down here somewhere. Actually, I better check race. Royal Sea 190, Sir Agrafo no third dividend. Quinella was $6.35, and the Trifecta $34.45. Now, that's correct weight in Sydney, by the way. We should have those numbers shortly in Sydney. 8, 6 and 5, the numbers in Sydney. Harry and Graham Kelly. There's Zavadalas, $1.20, and Timely Move, $1.25. So it was 8, 6 and 5 in Sydney. 8, 6 and 5, 380 and 115. Scandia getting it, and the Trifecta $2.72. 90 cents, Quinella 19.85 on the first. Now in Adelaide you'll still see that the favourite is 13, Princess Sentosa at $1.70. This course near East Terrace and part of the city track. Okay, let's go across and see what Peter Smith has to say on the second event.
And we'll be set 19 to run in the second on the program, second division of the Navarino Handicap for 2-year-olds. 1,000 metres the journey. They all look to be in. Away and racing now on the second on the program. Kamovsky Sadar jumped pretty well. So too there would have been Part the Seas. Fire Twig was out okay. Kamovsky Sadar takes over on the inside. Moblaw was working across there with Dior Rose. No Trumps was also working up. They are followed by Spirit of Emily. Further back then would have been Bisque Bay, Aussie Bomb, Ciro Lad, Clack. Well back Sansoni on the inside to the outside. Let's have a look. We've got Papo there, still Magnet in the centre of the track for Rika. Out towards the rail there is Princess Sentosa. Silent Victory right on the outside, running rail from Double Protocol. And further back in the field, a good gap away then. Would have been back behind them was a big Clack. They're racing in Brisbane with 300 metres to run. And down on the inside, it's Part the Seas from Moblaw. Coming at them, Spirit of Emily for Rika and No Trumps. Down the outside, Princess Sentosa clear of Papo and still Magnet. It's hard to line them up. Princess Sentosa the outside. In the centre, Spirit of Emily and Farika. Farika might be doing best, and Farika I think's one from Spirit of Emily to third. Might be Moblaw on the inside, but the one out wider on the track was Princess Sentosa. She's right there. She's not far behind these place getters, but Farika Law you'll find has won. Further back in the field then we would have had Part the Seas. Also there Fire Twig from Kamovsky Sadar, Sansoni, Aussie Bomb. Bisque Bay was further back in the field from Storm Magnet. Silent Victory, which came down the outside from Clack Papo. Ciro Lad well back in the field from Double Protocol. No Trumps was next, and the last couple of pull-up.
Well, as you can see, it's a pretty tough angle here at Victoria Park, and that's about the angle Peter Smith's calling from, but he feels 4 for Rika's 1 from 17 Spirit of Emily, and a photo for third between 5 Moblaw and 13 Princess Sentosa. So there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the inside of that track at Victoria Park. They're unofficial anyway in the first, a thrilling finish to the first. Horses in the mounting yard for the second. Here's Phil Gibbs.
Yes, Bruce.
17, $2.80, and 5 Moblaw paid $8.60. No Quinella trifecta as yet. Flemington Race 2, number 1 has come up at $2.30.
Palaban. Tim's Gambler won this race last year, beat Mr. Moe and Ginger Moss. They're set, racing, jumped pretty well too. Prince Palaban beaten for speed, and Lorenta not all that quickly away. So Magnum got away fast. Spanish Luster showing speed with Iskra in the early stages. Ascot Lane's right up there early. He's in about 5th position, and Brandy Hayes has gone through to lead them with Gallant Flyer, and Bold Magic's Absolute. Good go early. They're starting to sort themselves out, and Gallant Flyer on the outside of Brandy Hayes, and about 1.5 lengths then to Sir Magnum and Ascot Lane trapped deep. Spanish Luster's tucked away on the inside, and Laurenton's out a bit wider with Kai Fiesta and Iskra. Just behind those horses is Prince Palaban, and in front of it Vamp's Choice, and a length away Bold Magic. Still a bunch field as they go to the 700. Gallant Flyer on the outside and Brandy Hayes on the fence. Ascot Lane and Laurenton's covered a lot of ground, and Sir Magnum's getting a nice run with Spanish Luster. Bold Magic well back in the field. Kai Fiesta in front of it with Iskra on the turn, and Prince Palaban's got a wall of horses in front of it, and Vamp's Choice. Into the straight, Brandy Hayes under pressure. Gallant Flyer and moving up Laurenton 3 wide. Prince Palaban in behind them. Spanish Luster under the whip. Sir Magnum and Ascot Lane, and Bold Magic with a big run. He's swooping on them out wide. Laurenton took the lead at the 250 from Bold Magic. Trying to get through is Prince Palaban, but he gets chopped off. Laurenton tackled by Bold Magic. Ascot Lane and Sir Magnum getting through late. Bold Magic's taken the lead. He's come from last from Laurenton and Sir Magnum, and Bold Magic a big winner. A half length from Laurenton, a length Sir Magnum, then Ascot Lane, Iskra. Behind those horses, Spanish Luster. Next home, Kai Fiesta, Brandy Hayes. With it would have been Gallant Flyer. Prince Palaban never really got a crack at them. It was a bit disappointing in the last little bit, and Vamp's Choice. Official placings after the second event on the program. A terrific performance by Bold Magic. Shane Trotter had brought him from last to first in that. 125.7. A bit like Warned on Derby Day. Remember him in the Carbine Club? Last of the turn and then swooped on them. Well, this fellow did a similar thing today. So 14 Bold Magic, Shane Trotter at first. Second 2 Laurenton. Big run Matthew Harlan. Was 4 wide most of the way and battled on well. And third is number 9 Sir Magnum. Officially fourth is 1 and fifth 16. But Bold Magic had them covered at the distance. He had swooped up to Laurenton. Ascot Lane was under the whip. You can see Prince Palaban behind them in the black and the white. He's not doing a lot. And Bold Magic's taken a clear lead now. Trotter at hands and heels. Laurenton under pressure. Sir Magnum made a little dive, but it didn't sustain it. Ascot Lane fourth. Iskra not a bad run in 5th placing, but Bowl Magic eased up to win half a length Laurenton and a length away in 3rd placing Sir Magnum. The time 1:25.7 in a race where there wasn't a lot of pace on, so this track is absolutely fine. Now, interim dividends, Bowl Magic 4.25 and 1.20. He's been pretty well tried on the tote. Second Laurenton at $1.40 and third Sir Magnum at $1. Should be a $1. Quinella $20.85, trifecta $277.55 after the second event. Weight is right, 14, 2 and 9. Right, the horses to watch. It's very, very wet and murky at Randwick. Got the Australian Marathon coming out of Sydney live on 10 tomorrow, so hope the conditions improve a bit. I know it was raining there this morning. The light on doesn't mean anything up there. It just means that they're going in, but I don't envy Ian Craig at this stage, trying to call this race in those conditions. Our horses got through. Our horses got through.
Zach from 5. Down the track about 100 metres. Quite heavy this rain at the moment too. Of course, if we get any misty conditions on Sydney racetracks, you can bet your bottom dollar it'll be here at Randwick, because of the fact that we're close to the sea and that misty fog rolls in from time to time, particularly when there's any sort of rain around, and it's only a sparse crowd out here today, and those that are out lining the outside fence to watch this particular race have certainly made a beeline for the grandstand with the rain tumbling down. Now they've caught Farzak, and he's back around behind the line. Inside runner has beat the charge. Classic Hand looks as though he's right back in as Farzak. Again, they look set to go. And the second of the day, they're off. And Beat the Charge stood in the gates and missed all chance. He lost about 15 lengths, and actually the best to begin was the American. Leads a half-length Prince Marcaster. Third is the Grail Rasuli getting up on the inside. Classic Hand prominent, Wider Eye Wish, and then Kentucky Drummer Royal Reel, followed by Farzak. And behind those horses next on the outside was Take the Kitty, a length the Rock All, and well back Lord Like, and Beat the Charge has passed one horse, and that's Marvai onto the course proper. 1,000 to go, and the leader Prince Marcaster keen to gallop too. He's a half length in front from the American. A length away third is El Rasuli, followed by Rock All going up wider out, and one off the rails Kentucky Drummer. A length Classic Hand, 1.5 Royal Reel and I Wish, and then Lord Lycan to Take the Kitty, ridden desperately, followed by Beat the Charge and Marvai, and Farzak not travelling well. Past the 600 coming to the corner, Prince Marcaster joined again by the American. 3 deep is Rock All, a length El Rasuli, Classic Hand about to pounce, and then Royal Reel and wider Kentucky Drummer straightening up past the 400, and the American just in front of Rock All. Then Prince Marcaster, Classic Hand is joining in now, and so too wider out Kentucky Drummer, then Royal Reel. Classic Hand has taken a narrow break. Kentucky Drummer's coming at him. Classic Hand and Kentucky Drummer have burnt off Prince Marcaster and Rock All. Classic Hand on the inside and Kentucky Drummer, but Classic Hand is doing too well for Kentucky Drummer. Then Take the Kitty, and Classic Hand wins it well. Classic Hand has beaten Kentucky Drummer. Third home was Take the Kitty, followed in by Royal Reel and I Wish, El Rasuli, Lord Lycan. Further back, Beat the Charge, Prince Marcaster, and the last 4, Rock All, Farzak, the American, and Marvai.
So over the line in Sydney, it looks like 1, 5 and 9 past the post. Classic Hand, Kentucky Drummer, and Take the Kitty. That horse racing in the Hyperion colours. A Damsel will carry later here today, ridden by Kevin Moses, trained by Ray Guy. In the third, another classic effector, $13,021.85. Quinella $163.20. That was race 2, Victoria Park. Interim on race 3, Randwick. Classic Hand at $2.30 and $1. Kentucky Drummer at $1. Take the Kitty at $2.25 on 1, 5 and 9. Update in Melbourne very shortly. The Glam Steeple, one of the big attractions here today. There's Region. I can see him walking around in the birdcage.
Once the lead, Fleuro Flyer working across from out wider on the track. Balmoral Knight goes up into a forward position, a length and a half away. United Brother. Jubilee Cotton was getting back next on the inside. The favourite Faithful Thought was next in the centre. Out wider on the track, in fact, caught 3 wide God's Girl. They are followed then by Manavado back on the inside from Indian Feather, and last of all would have been the Mountain Kingdom. They're racing past the 1,000-metre mark now, about to make the bend. And on the inside, it's Nura. On the outside, Fluoro Flyer. They've kicked 3 lengths to Stage Breeze. A length and a half away, losing ground, Balmoral Knight. 3 lengths, United Brother. Further back in the field then was Jubilee Cotton. Faithful Thought asked to go forward and does so quickly. Got well clear of Jubilee Cotton. Further back in the field then would have been Indian Feather. 5 lengths away, God's Girl. A length further back in the run then Mountain Kingdom and Manavado last of all. The leading bunch packs up past the 600 just before they make the turn for home, and it's on the inside. Nearer Faithful Thought's gone quickly to join it now. Just in behind them then would have been Jubilee Cotton making ground. Further back then United Brother. They are followed by Balmoral Knight, and then further back Indian Feather. Stage Breeze gone, racing in with 300 to run. Faithful Thought on the outside goes up now to put the head clear from Nura. Jubilee Cotton was running on, and further back in the field then was Indian Feather, but with about 150 left to run, Faithful Thought's dash right away, and this favourite's going to be a mile too good. It's going to kill them. Battling it out for the minors, Jubilee Cotton will get second. Third on the inside of it there would have been Nura. They were clear of Indian Feather, Balmoral Knight, United Brother. Further back then Stage Breeze, Mountain Kingdom. Well back in the run then towards the tail would have been God's Girl. Back there with it would have been Fluoro Flyer, and it was one of the last to pull up. The other one back there would have been Manavato as well.
Over the line at Victoria Park, 1-3-2. Faithful Thought is won by about 6 or 7 lengths from Jubilee Cotton and Nura. That horse was formerly trained by Van der Chapel here in Victoria and has really found some.
Kentucky Drummer $1.09. Take the Kitty $2.25. Quinella $6.20 in the trifecta, $145.85. To Adelaide, Victoria Park Race 3, number 1 Faithful Thought 95 and 65, 3 Jubilee Cotton 65 and 2 Nura $1. Quinella $1.70, trifecta $7.45. The Glamour Steeplechase over 3,900 metres is the next event at Flemington at 1:15. That's about 7 or 8 minutes away.
Then My Hutch and Tengahari. So they've come from far and wide for this race. New Zealand, Tasmania, and of course here in Victoria. Light goes on, the abattoirs treble in front of them. Away they go. Sobar Lass and Region last early. Southerly Drift bounced out in front of D'Angelo on the inside of it. Then Top Music, Magic Push, My Hutch and Tengahari as they approach the first. Sobar Lass third last, second last Region, a length and a half to Roger and out. Up and over the first, all over it safely. Southerly Drift a length in front of the second. Tengahari in second placing. Third, Top Music on the inside, D'Angelo. 2 to My Hutch, 4 to Magic Push at the third of the abattoirs. D'Angelo jumped it slowly. Sobar Lass is third last, a length away then to Region, that grey horse you can see, and 2 to Roger and out last of all. Well, they've already spread out over about 20 lengths after about 2 furlongs. And Southerly Drift at the fourth, a length and a half to My Hutch, 1 to Tengahari, a half length away then to Top Music and 3 to D'Angelo, 3 to Sobar Lass, 1 to Magic Push at the next, about 2 or 3 lengths away to Region. Sobar Lass not jumping too well, and Roger and out on the outside of Region. Okay, they go from the steeplechase, or from the course proper onto the steeplechase track again. They've got 5 in the lane here. They've jumped 5. They'll be over 10 when they leave the straight. And Southerly Drift 2 to My Hutch. 1 away then to Top Music, 2 lengths D'Angelo and Tengahari, 4 to Sobar Lass and Magic Push, 2 or 3 then to Region, and 2 to Roger and out. Over the first of the 5 safely as they come to the second, and Southerly Drift travelling nicely, jumped it well. 2 to My Hutch in second placing, a length away Top Music, a half Tengahari has gone past Top Music, 2 or 3 to D'Angelo. A gap Sobar Lass as they go to the third, a length and a half then to Magic Push from Region, and 1 and a half to Roger and out. At the 9th fence, 21 fences in all, and over at Southerly Drift, a length and a half to My Hutch at a steady pace. 2 to Tengahari, 1 away Top Music and 3 to D'Angelo, 5 Sobar Lass, Region ridden along, a half Magic Push as they go over this one, and last of all Roger and out. They leave the straight and they've got 11 fences to go in the Glams, and Southerly Drift a length and a half to My Hutch. 3 to Tengahari, 2 or 3 lengths Top Music and D'Angelo 5th. 3 to Region, ahead away then Sobar Lass, and about 3 lengths into Magic Push and a half Roger and out. Southerly Drift jumped it nicely. In fact, the out jumped My Hutch by the tune of a length. 2 or 3 lengths away Tengahari third. Another 2 then to Top Music as they go over the next along the riverside. 1 to D'Angelo. Region continues to improve. A length and a half Sobar Lass, Magic Push, and 2 to Roger and out, not jumping all that well. At the next, this is the 13th fence, and Southerly Drift jumped it nicely. A length and a half to My Hutch. 4 to Tengahari, given a breather. 3 then to Top Music as they go to the next, the 14th. A length and a half then to D'Angelo. 5 lengths Region, Magic Push. 2 then to Sobar Lass. and 2 to Roger and Out. They go over to the Abattoirs Treble again, and Southerly Drift has given a magnificent display in front. Leads 2 lengths My Hutch, 2 to Tengahari, 5 lengths to Top Music, a length away D'Angelo being scrubbed up, 5 to Region, 4 to Magic Push, 2 to Sobar Lass and a half Roger and Out. The first of the Abattoirs Treble and Southerly Drift jumping well. Led 2 lengths from My Hutch and a length away in third placing. Tengahari continuing to improve. Top Music almost fell and checked D'Angelo at the second of them as Southerly Drift jumped and My Hutch fell. My Hutch is out of it, so it's in front. Southerly Drift by 2 or 3 to Tengahari, and they're 20 lengths Top Music. D'Angelo, 3 to Region, Roger and Out starting to run home very strongly. 10 lengths Magic Push, and Sobar Lass won't complete the course again. Over that one and Southerly Drift, 3 lengths to Tengahari. 15 or 20 to Top Music as they jump that one. They've got 2 to go. About 15 lengths Roger and Out running on very strongly. D'Angelo and Region can't win. Coming up towards the turn, and Southerly Drift has been joined by Tengahari, who got through on the inside as they jump the second last set. 12 to Roger and Out running on well. 3 to D'Angelo, 2 to Top Music and Region. Into the straight, Harnix kicked away on Tengahari, led a length to Southerly Drift. Roger and Out's being inconvenienced by the riderless horse, and then D'Angelo coming up towards the last. Tengahari a length and a half, Southerly Drift. Now Roger and Out finally got clear of the other one. Tengahari jumped it well. He's about 3 in front of the distance. In second placing, Southerly Drift, a gap to Roger and Out and D'Angelo. But this Tasmanian champion's got it won. Tengahari about 5 to Southerly Drift, and look at Roger and Out running on from a national point of view. He won it last year, old Tenga, and he's going to win it again. It's Tengahari by 8 or 9 in the glams. Southerly Drift and Roger and Out a good go for second. Southerly Drift got it. Roger and Out, watch for him in the national. 5 to D'Angelo Region, who ran home fairly well at the end. 15 lengths away, Top Music. With it, Magic Push. Sobar Lass, well, she doesn't have much luck at this caper. She failed to complete the course. She was pulled up. And the one that fell, of course, was My Hutch. And the boy, I think, is okay. The horse certainly is. Kept running into Roger and Out in the last 300 metres and probably cost him second place. So official placings, Tengahari, Nick Harnett. Southerly Drift had given a wonderful display in front, but Tengahari was able to challenge on the home turn. I'm just looking for Sobar Lass in the background there to see what's happened to her.
Showing $1.10. Number 4 is Minuto Rouge, which is at about $3, and they're all in the barrier, ready to go. Let's go up now to Ian Craig in Sydney for race 3, the Hughes Brothers Construction.
Try to put on a few high jinks in the gates. Johnston still not quite back in the saddle. Now he is. He regains his right leather. Likewise his left. Adjusts his grip on the reins. And a couple of assistants in there with Mal and Ginelli. There's the veterinary surgeon, John Carruthers, going over the front of the stalls just to have a look at Ginelli. She reared, and whether she might have hit her head, but I think everything's okay. John coming back off the track now. And the starter again looks set to release them in the third of the day. Yep, they're off. Parlour on the outside, beat out Ginelli a half length, and Classic Ella going swiftly, followed by Minuetto Rouge, and then comes Bay d'Ange. Second last being La Maison, and a couple of lengths to Gilding. Now Ginelli, hurried up by Johnston, goes past the 750 with a lead of a length and a half. Classic Ella. Ahead back on the inside, Minuetto Rouge, one Parlour 3 deep, La Maison the middle, and on the rail Bay d'Ange, and about 3 lengths to Gilding. Up to the bend they run, and the pilot is Ginelli, 3/4 Classic Ella. Minuetto Rouge hugging the inside, and then comes Parlour, followed by Bay d'Ange and La Maison, and Gilding's last, straightening at the